Adopting mill dogs has changed my life in every way possible. It has defined my life's purpose. It is the reason that I photograph dogs. It is the reason I rescue dogs. It is what wakes me up in the morning. Adopting Stella and watching her learn to accept love made me such a more open person. So our first mill dog was named Stella. She had spent about 6 years in the mill, and when she came to us, she was completely shut down. She did not know how to be a dog.
You're the best, aren't you? You're such a pretty girl.
Leela was posted, and she literally looked like she'd just been fished out of like your bathroom sink. She was missing an eye. She didn't have hair on half of her body. They actually had her in pajamas for her photo shoot because she was in such bad shape.
When mill dogs arrive in our care, they're a bit of a mess. They have been generally neglected. Health is a main concern, so they need to see our vets pretty quickly.
I think she lived in a tight space for most of her life just because of her structure. So she has this big hump when I got her, and I think it's either from living in a really tight space where she has to kind of bend down, or from being so scared her entire life that she always kind of crouched down.
Do you want to go home? Yeah, you want to go home? Yeah, you do? Yeah, you do.
I remember looking at her and thinking, wow, this is such a beautiful dog. I can't believe she came from a puppy mill. Just because I guess I had a little bit of, I'd presumed that, dogs that came from puppy mills were unwanted, and how could you not want her? She's so cute. That was just the first thing that I thought of when I saw her, how beautiful she was. And then I noticed how scared she was. A lot of mill dogs have specific behavioral traits. They will be very afraid. They will hide under stuff. They will lift a paw. They will have wide eyes. Everything is new to them. So there's generally a lot of fear is one of the behaviors.
She was so shy, so timid, so scared of absolutely everything. She had been 2 months in a foster home to get her prepared to be adopted. And that helped because she walked really well on a leash right away. But I have another dog, and so she was always used to being with other dogs that were fighting for scraps and were not friendly, not socialized. So she had a lot to learn, and actually having Levi has been the best because he's been a real good role model for her.
It is really important to remember that our dogs are a different species. Their body language is very different. They don't speak our language in any way. And letting them know that you have good intentions is sometimes not enough for a dog who is really fearful. So it is really important to let them come out of their shell at their own pace, to not push interactions, whether that is patting them or talking to them, or sometimes even taking a treat from you can be a really scary experience for a dog who's that fearful.
They're often very much afraid of men, and not to single anyone out, but I think typically it's men who run them and care for them, so there's some amount of fear there.
So it took Graham, about a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah. About a year to even just be able to sit with Violet
to pick her up. She was super nervous of me right from the get-go. I mean, really the only person that she's just got this super close connection with is Sarah. It happened almost instantly when she came to our house, but for reasons that we really don't want to know about, but we want to help fix. She didn't come in trusting guys at all, and so we did a little bit of work, and she's doing way better now.
It's important, I think, to have foster homes that are experienced with mill dogs. I think it's human behavior for anyone to see a dog struggling. Your immediate need is to pick that up, hug it, make it better, and that is so overwhelming for them. A foster home that's
got experience with mill dogs will give them time to decompress, give them time to understand, to come out on their own.
You know, we've had more than 300 dogs come through our house, and we've always said they are so grateful for their rescue. As soon as they come to our house, they're just nothing but love. You give them love, they give it right back, and they just bond really quickly. So they've always been such grateful dogs, and I love that.
He was a bit of a goofball. Didn't know how to do stairs. Didn't know how to do a lot of dog type things. Right? He didn't know, what to. Even eating, he didn't know. He didn't have a schedule for eating before. Obviously, when he was with Angela, he started learning these things. But he came to us, and it was a whole new schedule. He slowly is learning all these things, which is fantastic. And he's, like we always say, he's just finally learning how to dog.
Creating an environment that they feel safe in is going to be really, really important to cultivating a sense of safety, and that's when you're going to get a dog that starts to come out of their shell.
Holly is very different because, when you have a dog that is scared of everything, you don't care about sit or stay, obedience. You want, your goal is to have them become confident, want them to explore things. But it's really rewarding because at the end of the day, you see how confident and how happy she is now, and you're like, oh, I would do it again.
Adopting a mill dog changed my life by realizing that I'm never going to purchase a dog from like a Kijiji ad or a pet store or anything where I couldn't verify where the dog was coming from. Good breeders will have waiting lists. They won't be a handful of dogs out back to choose from. They will have litters generally already signed up for before they're born. It's just often that's how that work. They will allow you to meet their mom. The mom is always there. It's very visible. She's had puppies. That's their mother. They will allow you to come into their facility. It's not hidden. They don't meet you in a parking lot.
Other things I would be considering would be health testing. And health testing does not mean that their dog has just gone to their regular vet. Health testing means that they have certified hips, elbows, that they have genetic screening. So we want to make sure when you're talking to a breeder that you're getting specifics, that you're asking really deep questions, and also that the breeder is responsive and receptive to these questions and that they want to provide these details. Because if the breeder tries to shut you down or redirect you or seems upset or makes it sound like you're being rude by asking these questions, that's a really big red flag.
I think a lot of people get really caught up on a breed or a look, and they just see something advertised and they go and get it. And seeing the shape that Leela was in after her time working as a mom in a puppy mill, it was just like, you can't forget that.
Fostering dogs has changed my life in so many ways, and we stay in touch with lots of their forever homes. So I get to see how we've taken these dogs from being euthanized or from very poor conditions, and they're living their best life now. How happy can that make you?
It's been relatively easy. He's been such a great dog, and he's really taught us it doesn't matter where you come from, you got lots of love to share.
She knows lots of words. Very obedient, and she's a cuddle buddy. I didn't know she would be such a cuddler. Never had a dog like that. And it's just been an incredible experience for me as a person to have a little dog that really wants my company and enjoys being with me.
Seeing her come out of her shell the way that she has just been the most profoundly deep and life-altering experience I've ever had. And I've had a baby recently, so that's saying something.
Help is available if you need it. You're not alone if you have a mill dog, if you have a really fearful dog, if you have a dog that needs help. Sometimes seeking help is the best thing that you can do, not only for your dog, but for yourself, because it is really stressful to have a dog who is really limited, and seeking help from a trainer, seeking help from a veterinary behaviorist, asking your vet for referrals, asking your rescue for referrals. These are all ways to make your life better as well as your dog's.
She was so scared, she was so skinny, when I got her, but it's also so rewarding because you give them a new life, right? Like you get a chance to show them like how fun life can be and give her the love that they didn't get for the first few years of their life.
The way that Violet vibrates with that excitement when I walk in the door is just, there will never be a situation that my heart cannot be healed from just seeing that look on her face.
If you are thinking about adopting a former mill dog, stop thinking and go do it. They are like anything, like any dog, there's gonna be work. Put in a little extra work and go and get a dog whose life would have been just completely different had you not come in. And your life would be different too as soon as you get a mill dog. I give you my guarantee.